Hey OnlyFans, what's up? This is Kina Añasco. I am the Chief Marketing Officer of Only. Welcome to the Mint episode 15. Our topic would be elevating women in the NFT industry. And of course, I will be introducing our beautiful and very creative guests later on. So stay tuned for that. But right now, I just want to thank everyone, especially those who are currently watching us live right now. We're actually live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So thank you so much for watching. So yeah, hello guys. How are you? Hello, good evening, Megs. Thank you so much for watching. So leave a comment below if you are watching right now. Say hi and let me know where you're from. So I will be reading your comments. If you've got any questions, leave them below in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. All right. So to get started, I just want to give a very quick update from Only. The first update would be we launched the Only Market Artist Launchpad last April 20th. And we are actually publishing our teaser for our first collection from the Only Market Artist Launchpad on Friday. So watch out for that. It's gonna be colorful. It's gonna be amazing. It kind of feels reggae in that sense. I'm very excited to show them with you. We actually met with the artist last Friday, and we were very excited to show you guys everything. It's gonna be incredible. Our second update will be we are continuously developing the Mustachio Quest Play and Earn NFT game with the community. So last month, last April 30th, we launched our closed beta testing with our Genesis holders. So if you are a Genesis set holder, if you own our earliest Mustachio Pathfinders, as we call it, if you haven't tried our beta testing yet, just go to mustachio.quest to beta test your Mustachio Pathfinders. All right, and you can also join us on Discord at only.io/Discord if you want to build the game with us and with the community. All right. And our last update, it's very important. We held our only market, our only blockchain meetup in real life 0x3 last May 20. That's last week. I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We have Silly Deli, SparkPoint Technologies Incorporated, Sparkler EdTech, and of course, Bicol IT Organization. Thank you so much for the partnership and for the sponsorship. It was a very fun event. We collaborated. We networked with a lot of people who are actually blockchain enthusiasts. Some people were really interested. We had three speakers for that event. We have Dre Bongalos, the CMO of SparkPoint. He introduced us to blockchain technology. We also had Carl Vasquez. Shout out to Carl. He is the NFT artist behind the All Chop Club NFT. And of course, we had our CEO from Only, Ismael Jerusalem. He talked about blockchain games are here. All right, so that's it for our quick updates from Only. And of course, if you've got any questions about our latest updates, let us know in the comments so KJ can actually send you the official links to the articles, to the videos, to the live streams that we have. Of course, Only has always been transparent when it comes to our community, to everything that's been going on around Only in general. So hi, Babs, he's watching right now from Spark Point. Hello, shout out to you. Hello, Julian Barcega. Thank you so much for joining us here as well, for joining us live. Thank you. And of course, the topic for tonight is actually very interesting. Um, there are a lot of a lot of talks about this topic. So actually, according to an article by NFT Art Source in December 2021, women only make up approximately 16% of the NFT space. And this is according to ArtNet and Art Tactic. The study also claims that at least 77% of the money generated by NFT art sales over the past several months went to male artists, with just 5% going to female artists. So that's not quite a shock, is it? It's kind of like the norm around here. But the purpose of this live is to shine light on these percentages. Why is there a disproportion when it comes to female NFT artists? What causes these numbers? And how do we all, both men and women, how do we all help in increasing these numbers so there is an equal amount of opportunities for both men and women in the NFT space? And we're very lucky right now because we just have exactly the right people with us here tonight, and I can't wait for you all to meet them. So let's get started. For our first guest, I want to introduce to you Angelica So, an artist, an NFT artist, and also the co-founder of Filipinas Nfp. This is a collective of Filipino creators, artists, and collectors in the NFT space where they empower and elevate women and help them get on board in the NFT space. Say hi to Angelica. Hi, Angelica. I think Angelica is.
Hello,
Okay.
hi.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Angelica So. I'm actually a visual artist by profession, and uh, I also curate exhibitions. And aside from that, yes, I am a co-founder of Filipinas NFT. And as mentioned by Miss Kina, yes, we are a collective of female creators, artists, and collectors empowering women here in the NFT space. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for that introduction, Angelica. We're actually very excited to dive deep into what Filipinas NFT do for female artists, especially in the NFT space. So we will be talking about that later on. And of course, I also want to introduce to you Zevel in her first appearance on the show. Zevel is an emerging NFT artist, and today she will be sharing with us her stories and her journey to becoming an NFT artist, creating artworks with the intention of minting them as NFTs, and how it's like to be mentored by people or the people from the crypto art PH. So let's meet Zevel. Say hi.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm an artist. So I began my artistic path traditionally before transitioning to digital media. And I worked as a freelancer in areas such as portraiture, merch, and logo design. And I'm now exploring a new technology called NFTs.
All right. Thank you so
You?
much for that, Zevel. We're very excited also to ask her questions about her journey so far as someone who will be releasing a collection in the NFT space. And of course, um, we also have another guest later on, and we will be introducing her to you guys. So I just want to I just want to get started already because we've got really great questions, and actually sabi nga nila para daw pang pageant yung questions na prepare ko. But I'm just really excited about this topic. So for Angelica, I think I can start with Angelica. So I always love and support advocacies that actually empower women. So can you please tell us more about the story behind Filipinas NFT? I bet you were actually featured by Bitpinas in an article. So can you let us know when you started and what was the main light bulb moment when you thought about starting an advocacy and a collective for Filipinas in the NFT space?
Okay. Well, first of all, a deep dive lang with Filipinas NFT. It is a community of female creators, artists, and collectors that aims to empower, educate, and inspire, support one another too. And kung paano kami nag-start, tsaka yung light bulb moment, is actually a funny and cute story. Kasi it actually started when our founder, Miss Reese Cortez, just randomly posted on NFT PHS group that she'd be making a group chat for women in the NFT space. Tapos, to anyone na gustong sumali, they just have to comment that they want in. Then in that GC, the powerhouse of Pin met, or Filipinas NFT met. Thus, there we just started to talk about how it's such a relief to find a group of women in Web3 where we all can ask questions comfortably from each other. Tapos, we feel safe about it, like we're not scared. Tapos then and there then, the spur of the moment, nag-escalate na lang siya quickly. To make the story short, we found out that we had similar goals. So we just decided na we'll continue to build a solid foundation for this community and to just turn it into a real deal. Then sakto Women's Month pa nun. So kinabukasan, we held a Twitter space hosted under NFTPH, showcasing a female-run community by Filipinas in Web3. Tapos yun, nagtuloy-tuloy na siya. Siguro it was, February 19. Kaya ayun yung birthday namin, birthday ng film, ganun.
Yes, I actually, parang nakita ko yung post a while ago, kanina lang, na parang there's like, how it started, that was February 18, and then how it's going right now, you were featured in Bitpinas. It's been going great, and it's actually very important for us women, to have a safe space, whatever industry we're in. So I really like that idea, of what you did, what you guys did for Filipinas NFT. So also have a quick question about who are the people behind Filipinas NFT.
So, ayun, the power girls behind Filipinas NFT are, yun nga, si Reese Cortez from Soxys.io, Kat De Guzman of Gratitude Gang, she's also affiliated with DT Presidente, Michi Lucan Lapan, Ella Alexis Pilarion, Elisa Bocasas of Village of Aloncina NFT, Kata Ocado of Catamaran Art NFT, DJ Patty Chu, and yours truly ng scarletbox.io. Tapos yung mga members ng community namin, mga super women na part ng community namin are mostly NFT creators, newbies, collectors, artists, and project heads. Yun.
All right. I actually read the article, and Bitpinas called you like an all-female powerhouse, and that was a very powerful, statement. So it's amazing what you guys did. Thank you so much for that, Angelica. Our third guest I would like to introduce to everyone is, of course, an established NFT artist, Marso. She's also the first female artist only has partnered and collaborated with for her collection called the Genesis Block Collection. And Marso will also be sharing with us today her experience as a female NFT artist in a mostly male dominated industry. Say hi, Marcel. Oh no, she's gone. All right. So we're going to wait for Marso to snoop back in. I have a few more questions actually about Filipinas NFT, Angelica. Um, you you guys started Filipinas NFT like with the intention of helping women, elevating women in the industry. So what do you see as the main problem that we face in the industry as women?
Well, just to be bold and frank na lang as women, we are sometimes, I'm not saying often just sometimes, we are objectified as subjects of art instead of being acknowledged or recognized as creators. Tapos, most of our skills and capabilities are also sometimes, emphasis on sometimes, uh, those things are overlooked. Those are one of the main problems that we uh, female artist creators are facing usually. I think in any ano naman, in any scene, any platform and space.
Yeah, not just in the NFT industry, di ba? Like it's quite the norm. It's a sad reality, but we need to kind of like address and acknowledge this reality that we have so that we can, spread awareness and improve upon the current systems and ethics that we have in the work industry, in our career, in our personal development life. So that's really nice to know. And what do you think are the challenges? As an NFT artist or like as an artist in general, what are the challenges that you faced in the span of your career?
Ano kasi personally, I'd refer to myself as an aspiring NFT artist kasi I'm not dropping my collection pa. So I'll be speaking basing from my profession as a visual artist na lang. As I've mentioned, being objectified as a subject, or if not that, having my capabilities overlooked, or yung worst is being compared to my partner since my partner is already an established artist. Like, um, uh, pinaka-worst siguro, I'm sharing this not to call myself a victim, but to spread awareness. Because I'm not letting myself to become a victim naman eh. Parang siguro ang pinakapangit if uh, whenever some people compares your success to your partner's success or saying na kaya ako nagkakaroon ng success because of my partner's success. No, overlook nila yung truth and fact na whatever achievements I have right now, little or big, pinaghihirapan ko yun. Tapos, isa pa sa mga challenges siguro, ah, kapag babae ka kasi, there's this tendency na parang tingin sa'yo, baby, so it's not helpful in a sense kasi ang magiging tingin nila sa'yo, yun nga, they will not take you seriously because they see you as their baby in whatever group or community or profession you are in. Yun lang. That's just my opinion ha. Huwag niyo ako ibaba sa onions ko. Nako. I'm just sharing.
No, that's actually the reality for some of us, if not all of the women in the industry. Not just actually in NFT or like the crypto industry. It's a reality for most of us. Pero like I really like that that your partner is actually also aware, right? Is it also aware about the what you're struggling with as a female artist?
Oo naman, kasi I'm very open and honest naman. Transparent kami sa isa't isa. Tsaka, siya rin number one kong kakampi. He's my partner in life. So, ano na lang din, nakakatulong siya, pinapalakas na loob ko. Kasi parehas naman namin alam yung totoo na whatever achievements or success that I have right now, pinaghihirapan ko yun, tsaka nag-e-effort din talaga ako. So, yun.
Thank you so much for that, Angelica. I also want to ask this question actually to Zevel because I feel like most women in the industry are actually facing the kind of like the same problems or the same challenges. So as for you, Zevel, what are the challenges that you faced in the span of your career?
Um, siguro as a female, um, well, siguro yung specifically sa when we talk about art, siguro yung mga art blocks, ganun. Pero yung minsan may problem na rin sa sa society natin na they judge us. Kumbaga, they tell us what we should be, where well in fact we can be anything we want to be, depending on how we really work out ourselves.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Zevel. Actually, some people talaga, like, pala decision. Like they decide what they want us to be. Well, we are actually more capable of making the decisions on our own. Like we are our own person, right? So that's actually a very good statement from you. Thank you so much for that. Um, I also want to introduce once again our third guest for tonight, Marso. Say hi, Marso, and introduce yourself.
Hello guys! Sabi ko yung buhay ko. As usual. Oh my god. How's everyone? This is live, right?
Yeah. Yeah, goods
Everyone
naman
is
kami.
witnessing the fall of my life. I'm so sorry.
Sige, you can actually take your time to set that up. Marso is actually the artist behind our Genesis Block collection here in Only. She's our first female artist. And I want to say hi to our viewers right now. We have Tito Otits, GM, mga lods. Hello. We have Bernard, we have Gian Frank, De Leon, Marzo, pa-wash out
Hello,
naman.
hello. Hello sa inyo. Ang dami natin. Oh, are we
Yeah,
speaking Tagalog or English or
Taglish,
Taglish?
Taglish
Taglish.
tayo.
Okay.
We
That's
have
great.
Nico, we have Gian, Simon Abalo, women powerhouse of Only Dao. And of course, yeah, hi everyone. So, Marso, kamusta? Kamusta? The last time we had you on the show was actually 7 months ago for
Mm-hmm.
the Mint episode 4. And it's so nice to have you back here. Kahit nagsiset up ka pa dyan ng, ng mic and green screen mo. I actually,
I know.
yeah, take your time. I actually remember we named it like blockchain in your area.
Yes,
So,
blockchain on your area. I remember as
yeah.
well.
I also want to ask you like the same question I asked Angelica and Zevel. Like, what do you see is the main problem we face in the industry as women?
Hmm. I guess here in the crypto space, there is parang onte or as much as parang not really discrimination kasi a lot of people uh, would love to empower women women-led projects pero at some point there's some certain opinions na parang sinasabi nila if it's a woman-led project it's not as good or parang hindi siya as competitive in the scene, something like that. So, usually, what I notice doon sa mga projects na yun, yes, there could be sometimes na parang relapse or parang pagkakaiba between men-led projects and women-led projects. Pero I hope in the future dito sa market natin kasi as we all know the crypto market is puro lalaki talaga nandito eh. And minsan as an artist kapag ginagawa mo yung art mo na medyo pang babae, they will see it as ang dami nang gumagawa nito. But at the same time, meron tayong mga collectors na parang they are here to support women regardless na parang hindi natin makuha lahat ng market. There will always be people who will support and empower women. Kahit hindi pa babae yan, kahit lalaki pa yan, or kung ano man gender yan. Either way, in the future, we are hoping and hindi lang ako, hindi lang kapwa artist, pati yung mga collector, I think, na parang gustong i-uplift yung mga women-led projects, women artists, and women type of art. So, yun. In terms of challenges na I face within, ano ba, the span of my career here sa NFT space, nako, grabe. Ang dami. Anyways, when I started last year, parang the only problem I have was just creating art and marketing it. Pero as time goes by, parang I expanded kasi to pursue like collecting as well and doing art. And those are parang two different worlds. It's different understanding pero it's under the same niche of crypto. But yun nga, parang if you're a creator, it's hard to be a collector if you're going to make it as a career. Pero if you're in the pursuit of just being a creator, it I think it's easier. Pero yun nga, those are one of my challenges kasi parang ako, I find then na parang flipping is ano rin challenging for me. At the same time, I found friends within my community. So I guess, nung time na, kasi ano nangyari sa akin, pwede na ba ako magkwento about my life?
Yes,
Anyways, kasi
okay.
what happened is that after 7 months ago, di ba, with only I have two more projects, which is super nakaka-burnout. I nag-rest ako for 2 months, mo ng art and all, kasi it felt like the passion turned into work. And parang at that time, I was kind of lost kasi when you're doing something you love, then it turn out to be something that you hate because you're doing it all over again. You don't find na parang you're just doing it for the purpose of finishing it and not really for the purpose of the art. Parang you need to take a break. You need to parang reassess yourself now. What am I doing? So parang ganun nangyari sa akin. And then unfortunately, nakaka ko. That was the day of before the New Year. So parang during my rest, kasi naalala ko it was October, November, December. So that was 2 months. And then nakaka ko. So parang it was really hard kasi nakaka-traumatize sa mahak eh. And to be honest, ang daming hackers, mga nag-honeypot, mga nag-offer ng parang bibigyan yung NFT mo or i-hire ka nila sa Twitter and all. You can never really be sure. So, kapag may mga nagganon sa inyo, guys, always go to your community. Always ask. Kasi that's what I didn't do. Kasi I was so certain. And alam mo yun, I was presented with slides, with contracts and all. And then turns out it was a honeypot trap, and then I fell for it. And then what happened is that all my NFTs, lahat ng collected and created, so lahat sila compromised from Ronin to MetaMask to Phantom to Tezos, lahat na-compromise ako. And it was really traumatizing. And a part of me, parang hindi ko alam yung gagawin. Parang I felt like na parang, ayoko na ba? Hindi ko na ba itutuloy ito? So parang with that trauma, kasi it was from the art scene, kasi I was trying to be hired eh. Parang na-trauma talaga ako na parang, parang overwhelming na, anong gagawin ko rin sa mga past artworks ko, sa wallet ko, sa OpenSea ko, sa lahat ng platforms na meron akong collector, anong gagawin ko, parang gano'n. And it took me parang 3 months. Pero within those 3 months, I had friends from the community of flipping na parang, sige, wag kang mag-alala, babawiin natin yan through flipping. So, at that time, in the first quarter of the year, yun lang yung ginagawa ko, nag-flip lang ako. And then at the side, I'm really trying to make art on the side just to have that, um, state of flow again na parang ma-enjoy ko yung pag-create. And it was really difficult kasi parang it was two different worlds. The ADHD of analysis and data sa pagko-collect, it's so stressful to the point na parang even madaling araw gising kami just to read a bunch of data and analyze shit. Like, tapos parang nagkaroon ako ng point. Now what happened in the Q2 is, yun nga, nagkaroon ng bear market. And parang, yun nga, sabi ko, okay, I think it's time for me to go back to art since nothing is happening. And then, yun nga, napa-reassess ako sa sarili ko of what am I doing. I'm not a DJ, I'm an artist. And that's what I came for here. Tapos, at the start of the Q2 kasi, I tried, yun nga, recompensating my collectors. It was really hard kasi some of the collectors are parang detached na sa sobrang tagal nung time na nawala ako. At the same time, yung nagkaroon ako ng exhibit with Dead Fellas, and then what happened, yung wallet na nalagay nila sa known origin is yung wallet na nahack. So it was really stressful kasi naalala ko noon, it was parang 4 a.m. and hinihintay ko lang na magkaroon ako ng sale tapos lilipat ko na ng wallet. And then, maya-maya yung hacker na notice na may activity dun sa wallet. So parang binuksan niya ulit and then the wallet got drained. So parang it was, re-experiencing the hack all over again. So traumatizing talaga. So parang medyo natakot ako bumalik sa art na parang ano ba ano ba gagawin ko? Pero yun nga, I'm really here to be an artist. I'm not a DJ. It's so stressful. Pero what I realized is that baka hindi ako na-inspire back to create art dahil wala akong sinasamahan ng mga artists, puro collector yung mga kasama ko. And yun nga, tell me who your friends are and I will tell who you are kasi uh, people are meant to be inspired from your peers. So recently, ayun nga, sumasama ako sa mga people like recently I went to this graffiti art scene and parang nagkaroon ako ng spark back. At the same time, na-realize ko na there are some mistakes that I made within the collections na yun nga, the parang collections are made to be a form of exhibit. Pero what I did is that parang I think it's okay naman. Pero parang it will be better if the artworks are well curated rather than just create and create some things. And then yun din, parang na-realize ko, I wasn't really that, parang, I wasn't really that interactive with Twitter, with the community, and all. So parang ngayon na-realize ko yung mga mistakes ko and then I'm trying to move forward and in hopes na parang, alam mo yan, with bad things na happen, there's always good things. Like, ngayon, nag-bear market and I realized na parang, what am I doing with my life? Hindi ako DJ. So, yun lang naman. Yun lang yung mga one challenges dito talaga sa being an NFT artist is that yung continuous pursuit mo in what you're doing regardless of what happened to you. Kasi at the end of the day, you will still go back to your passion. And yun nga, at first it was bliss kasi you're getting traction, parang people are supporting you. Pero once na parang you stop, people will kind of forget about you. Or worse, if you're still on the pursuit of continuing your work and then people are not seeing growth, parang nagsasawa sila. So parang you have to make ways to make it parang what's that word, parang engaging, interactive, na parang basta there's a lot of things to learn about art. It's not just parang, it shouldn't be just maganda, it should tell a story. And I guess that is transferable dun sa gagawin mo collection. I think that's one thing. Pero all of these things, natatawa ako kasi parang people look up to me na parang sasabi lang, oy, napanood kita, ganyan, and you tell me this, and then I inspire, you inspire me to do that, ganyan. And then sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it kasi parang ngayon hindi ko siya nagagawa. Although I know what to do, sometimes it's just hard to do it if you're doing so many things at the same time. And one thing I learned is that if you give your 100% focus to something, it should be purely 100%. Kasi if you don't, you'll just end up with a mediocre results, or it will take you time to accomplish what you need to do. So yun lang. Yun lang.
Thank you for that, Marso. Actually, parang nabalitaan ko ngayon yung nahack ka. And that was a few months ago. How did you bounce back from this experience?
At first, I didn't really know what to do. I asked myself kung titigil na ba ako or continue pa. Pero syempre, hindi tayo titigil. Pero yung pursuit na nakikita mo na finally makakollect ka, that's big thing to do as an artist na finally you can be collected as a digital artist. And before that was really difficult na gawin. So una yun, yung possibility na yun, and yung hope, di ba? Then second, I had my friends with me. Yun nga yung sinabi na, kaya ako napasok sa flipping kasi most of my friends are in flipping. And then, yun, realization na parang, what's your purpose? Kasi parang minsan, if you're just waking up and doing the same thing every single day without purpose, na parang you're doing it just for yourself, just to satisfy yourself, parang hindi siya fulfilling, na parang nakakatamad gawin. Tapos, parang yun, I realized na parang my sense of purpose is really to be an artist talaga. At I'm a creator. Hindi ako digital. Although I find myself good at doing that, pero nakaka-stress talaga siya. So, so yun din, I got projects pa rin naman kahit nagdi-digital ako. Pero I don't really parang post kasi nagkaroon ako na parang natatakot ako na parang i-judge ako ng mga tao na parang, hala, may sale ka pala, pero parang hindi mo pa kami naayos, ganun. So, nagkaroon ako ng ganong takot na parang ayoko mag-move forward kasi parang na-feel ko na hindi ko pa naayos yung mga dapat kong ayusin. So, what I did is that inayos ko. And then, nag-accept ako ng mga projects from my clients and I remember it was a bull run. So, ayun, nakabangos ba ako dahil dun sa isa kong project with Jonathan Mann. Pero it wasn't still enough, so I stick by from being a flipper. So yeah, pero right now, I'm really trying to get back yan, continuing my collection, finishing my collections. Tapos parang kanina nag-iisip ako kanina na parang, okay, hindi tama itong ginagawa ko na parang weekly ako gumagawa. Dapat pinaplano ko siya very well and just do one thing at a time, hindi yung ang dami kong ginagawa. So, ayun. Actually, I'm still bouncing back. I can never really say na I had enough na I'm good. Kasi life is just like that. We're always growing. We're always pursuing something better than we've become. So, yun. It's actually because of my friends that na kaya ako naka-bounce back. Yung mental care na binigay nila sa akin, na-inspire nila ako to take a step forward, even though it's hard. Pero as long as you are with friends, everything is endurable. Kahit nagpuyat ka pa, kahit 3 araw ka pang nagdo-drawing. As long as you are with your community, it's okay. That's why I'm trying to find my community within the art scene. So medyo nahihirapan ako doon kasi I'm trying to find with the similar style. So kasi pa nakikipag-usap ka with the similar style, parang same kayo ng pag-iisip, same kayo ng insight about it. So it's kind of difficult, pero ayun, as long as sumasali ako ng spaces, sumasali ako ng Discord, nakikipagkwentuhan ako, ang dami rin naman ako natututunan about creating ulit. And I feel like na bumabalik uli yung parang enjoyment ko rin sa ginagawa ko sa art. So, yun. Hopefully, in the future, ayun, meron akong mas, mag-move forward na ako uli. Dun sa, magkaroon ako ng para boost uli dun sa ginagawa ko sa pursuit ko dito sa art. So, yeah. Sorry, haba.
Thank you for
Ayun.
that, Marso. For all of us here, the community, actually having a community with us by our side to support us, to encourage us, is it has given us so much, like a very big impact to everyone here in this community. Like we have Angelica, she also created with her co-founders Filipinas Nfp. It's basically a community for women, and of course Zevel also has experience, being uplifted by a community itself. So I also want to ask this to the three of you. Like, what was the biggest impact of the community to you as an artist, as a woman? We can start with Angelica.
Nako, kala ko si Marso yung sisimulan.
Kayo naman,
Parang
ako na, ang haba ng kwento ko.
makikinig sana ako sa sagot mo, 'di ba? Tapos medyo ano na lang ako, kuha-kuha ng tingi-tingi. So ang impact niya sa akin, ayun nga, na-inspire ako na mag-speak more, na 'wag matakot na ilabas sa art ko yung gusto kong parating. Maliban doon is yung huwag matakot na mag-take ng risk. Lalo na kasi bago pa rin 'tong NFT eh. So, ang laking encouragement na mayroong community na nagsusupport sa'yo kahit na nandyan lagi yung fact na possibility talaga na mag-fail kasi lahat ng bagay na 'to bago pa, tas lahat kakapain pa din. So, yun. Ang laking bagay nun para
Yes.
makapagsimula.
All right.
So
Community actually plays a very big role when it comes to accountability, giving us the strength and the courage that we need to take risks and take actions. Thank you for that, Angelica. How about you, Zevel? Like, how did the community help you, and what was its biggest impact to you as an artist?
Well, yung currently na community na kinabibilangan ko, which is yung Crypto Art PH. Ayun. For me kasi sobrang important ng kung ano yung magiging environment mo, kung ano yung magiging circle mo, ganun. So, kasi kayo you in crypto art community, you have this same interest and same goals. So, ganun. So,
Yes.
in community din kasi, it is important to maintain genuine relationship with each other. Kumbaga, uh, you talk to a person as an actual person, not that someone who can further your career or give you something in return. So, ayun, yun lang.
Thank you for that, Zevel. That's really good. Community is not just about, up leveling in your career. It's also about creating relationships, deeper relationships with people. We've actually met each other, you guys, through this community. If some of you doesn't know yet, actually only launches the Artist Launchpad in collaboration with Crypto Art PH, and it's also created to be like a meeting place for artists, and in the hopes of bringing NFT artists and collectors together. Only develops this platform where gifted artists in the crypto art industry can actually mint and launch their NFT collections or projects the easy way. So shout out to Jopet, Kapitan Jopet. Thank you so much for joining us here right now. He's also the art director from Crypto Art PH. And of course, I want to ask the same question to Marso because she's been probably the longest here. What was the biggest impact of the community to you?
I guess the biggest impact that the community has given me or inspired me is yung knowledge, and hindi lang knowledge inside what's happening here dito sa crypto space, but also yung mindset parang to move forward, be firm. And syempre, when it comes to building your own community, parang everything is endurable as long as you are with friends. Parang it keeps you going kasi alam mo na parang you guys are moving forward together. So, yun yung parang nabigay sa akin ng big impact to go on here to sa crypto journey. And also, even though bad things happen, I always treat failures as if it's lessons. So, parang looking back, I really feel like na nag-grow ako, and I feel like I'm wiser than ever. Mas maingat na ako, and then mas nare-realize ko na yung mga bagay na what's important to me as an artist, and how important it is to take care of your community, to take care of your collectors, your friends, and at the end of I realized at the end of the day, community is something that will last for your brand. Kasi it's a do or die thing. If we're friends, if something bad happens to me, you will still love me kasi we're friends. You see that value in me, I see that value in you, and we give each other uh, some things for us to grow together. So, yun.
Thank you for that, Marcel, as well. So, um, I have this question for Isabel because she's been all over my news feed on Facebook, and I've actually been a very silent fan since the first time I saw her work. So I remember sharing her profile with my colleagues here at Only. So I want to ask, when did you start your journey in the NFT industry? Like, who was the first person to introduce you to blockchain, metaverse, and NFTs?
Okay. A year ago, in early 2021, my friend, who is also my coworker, yung name niya is Citrix. So he introduced me about NFTs, and the first NFTs he showed me is yung CryptoPunks, diba? That cost millions of dollars. Syempre yung initial thoughts ko is, grabe naman, yung isang JPEG tsaka yung isang pixel art magka-cost ng $1 million. So ayun na nakuha talaga yung attention ko doon, and suddenly na dive in na rin ako dun sa rabbit hole ng NFTs. So as I did my research, I came across terminologies like cryptocurrencies, metaverse, blockchain. Ayun, sobrang sophisticated ng technology behind it. So until now, I'm really fascinated by it as I learn more about it.
It's actually a never-ending rabbit hole, you know. I think we can all agree. I also want to ask the same question to Angelica and Mars. So, like, um, who was the reason why you started like in the NFT industry, Angelica?
Naku naman, pasintabi sa mga single ha, jowa ko pa din eh. Kasi parehas kaming mahilig sa gaming. So, nag-start talaga sa Axie Infinity. So, since visual artists kami, flexible yung time namin, hawak namin. So, kapag wala kaming exhibitions, pwede kaming mag-play. Tapos, ayun nga, nauuso na NFT and then matunog na siya kahit sa ang social media platform. Na-curious kami sa Axie Infinity. Tapos doon nag-start, invest kami sa Axie Infinity. Yun.
How about you, Marso?
Actually, dahil yun kay Isma, inintroduce niya sa amin yung NFT sa group of friends ko. Naalala ko parang basic seminar sila about NFT. Tapos doon ko nga nalaman na parang, uy, pwede na pala makollect mga digital artists. So parang na-fascinate talaga ako doon sa idea na yun. Finally, makakollect na kami and finally matatreat na ang digital artists as something na parang contemporary in something as important as yun nga, mga paintings and all. So, yun. Dahil sa Spark Point, sa Only, salamat. Dahil in-introduce niyo sa akin ng NFTs and crypto. So, yeah.
Yes, and this is actually just the start, you know, of a really good community, a really good career in the art scene. So congratulations. And also shout out to our CEO, Isma. He's actually watching right now. And our CTO, Bernard. Hello, guys. All right. So my next question would be like, for those, kasi Marso has already launched her collections in the NFT scene. But for Angelica and for Zevel, what made you decide to, you know, create a collection, create a series of artworks with the intention of minting them as NFTs? I can start with Zevel.
Go me again. Um, Basically, ang naging motivation ko to purposely mint them as an NFT is the underlying technology behind it, which is yung blockchain nga. So, ayun nga, yung art mo, i-represent siya ng isang unique token ID that is coordinated with specific value. So, ayun. So, if you have this unique token ID, it will simply, the ownership will be exclusive to, has the NFT. And, ayun. Although some people mock it because they can screenshot it, I think it is important to look beyond the surface and realize how it essentially offers us things that we are not used to get in Web 2.
Yes, we actually have that lagi naman yan merong ganun, 'di ba? Na parang there's always people mocking new things. But if we're not really open about these things, then how do we really accept technology? Because technology goes beyond everything else. So how about you, Angelica?
Ano, the same reason as Zevel's. Kasi ano ako personally, yung ito-drop ko konting spoiler, traditional artwork din siya eh. So, for the same reason as Zevel's, kasi this technology can immortalize my artwork sa totoo lang. Tapos, it doesn't require uh, much money to maintain it, those kind of stuff. You just really have to be careful when it comes to you not keeping your wallet safe so that it's gonna be there with you for the longest time. So, ayun lang. Dahil lang din doon. Tsaka, ano part of evolution yan eh. It's inevitable eh. Tsaka doon talaga papunta yung mundo eh. Kaya, isa din siguro sa initiative ko, kaya I'm eager to mint to mint an NFT collection of my own is kasi para ma-pick din yung interest ng mga traditional artists na makita nila yung uh, kung yung nawala yung English term na iniisip ko. Ano ba yan mga day? Wait lang. Sorry. Para makita nila yung potential ng NFT yon, tsaka yung value ng NFTs, ganyan. Kasi NFT talaga is the future. So, yun lang mga Mars. Thank
Gas
you.
winner.
Yes, that's actually inevitable. Na if we don't trust these things, how can we advance? So you mentioned Angelica, you mentioned traditional artworks. So I want to ask, like, how is creating NFTs different for you from creating traditional artworks?
Paano different yung pag-NFT sa traditional artwork? Tama ba?
Yes.
Ano, siguro kung meron dito mga nag-attend sa space ng Scarlet Box kagabi, kukunin ko na lang yung sinabi ni Sir Luis Buenaventura ta's iko-quote ko. Yung NFT art, sana hindi na siya tawaging NFT art, art na lang din mismo. Kasi siguro may difference pagdating sa um, technicals, yan, sa mga ganong bagay. Siyempre, traditional art is academic eh. So, mahirap magsalita tungkol sa ganong bagay. So, ang daming so no? Apelido ko yun eh. Pero yun nga, lang talaga, art is art. So, yun. Wala akong masyadong masasabi kasi ang hirap sa posisyon ko eh. I'm a visual artist and then pinapasok ko din yung NFT. So, ayun, Angelica So. Yun lang.
Okay. How about you, Zevel? What do you think is like the difference, between yung creation process, creating artworks as NFTs, and then creating them as traditional artworks?
I mean, well, technically, parang wala naman ako nakikitang difference kasi same lang din ng ng process. And yung medium ko is digital. So, dati kasi nag-start ako as traditional artist. So, I tried pastels, colored pencils, ink, yung mga ganyan. Pero nag-switch din ako through digital. So, yung paggawa ko rin ng NFT art is through digital din. Siguro ang pinagkaiba lang nila is yung magiging objective mo. Kasi more on siya personal project siya. So, usually kasi kapag gagawa ka ng personal project, kailangan mo muna ma-identify kung ano ba yung target mo. So, what I meant to that is it supposed to be humorous, sexy, or scary? And, everything that will appeal to your target collector.
Yes, that's right. Thank you so much, Zevel. How about you, Marso? Like, what do you think is the difference, given that you're someone who has created a lot of NFTs before?
What I realized sa pagiging NFT artist and sa pag-lurk ko around sa Twitter spaces that NFT art is art in general. So tama, I agree with Angelica Na parang I also hope in the future we just call NFT art as art kasi parang the process is still the same regardless if you are a traditional artist or a digital artist. The only difference is that you can apply a utility to it. So you can add a smart contract to what you're doing with your project, regardless of how many additions that uh, you're going to make. So let's say na parang you created a project na parang to support women, and then you have parang 10 collections of one is to one na parang artworks. So within your group of artworks, merong utility, merong may use case na parang itong 10 artworks na to na parang they can participate parang TED Talks, attend parang let's say parang pageants and all, everything that supports parang women empowerment. So you can apply that to your NFT project or to your JPEGs, diba? That's something amazing. Kasi finally, here in the NFT space, and I hope na parang in the future, we call it art. Parang art is elevated to the point na parang hindi lang siya basta maganda. It has a use case din. May gamit din siya. And it's really up to you as a project builder or an artist kung anong gusto mong gawin sa collection mo. A lot of people are asking na parang kapag ba artist ka, kailangan mo ng utility. And the greatest thing about being an artist is that you get to do what you love to do is just to create art. You are the utility. As long as you are here to create, as long as you are here to inspire, um, you are treated as if na parang you are special and you are collected just like any traditional artists, any painters that are being collected. Their artworks are being bought. uh, the prices of their artworks are being appreciated because you exist and you keep on creating. Because dahil pag artist ka, you are not paid through your skills or for your skills. You are paid for your vision. Kasi as an artist, you have this unique ability to see things in a different perspective. So always be yourself, keep creating, and trust in the process. So yun lang.
Yes.
Yes, that's a really good statement, 'di ba? Na some people are actually asking, especially those who are NFT enthusiasts, who are also artists, they were asking, like, do we really need to add utility to our artworks? Well, you are one of the utilities. Like, it's not required, but it's good to have, just good to have. So it's not really necessary to have everything, like add utilities and everything else. It's just nice to have. And of course, if you put so much effort into your projects, if you add more utilities, your community will really appreciate it that you are actually putting in the effort. Just a little quick shout out to our listeners and watchers right now. We have Justin, Tito Otis, Carl, Nix, Osma, Andre, Ella Alexis, Servil. He was actually asking when mint daw. So um, also Isma, Gian Frank, Shan, Hilarie, and Simon, of course. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, for joining us right now. And now we're actually in the next segment, or the next section of this episode. I want to ask this really good questions to the three of you here. The first one is, as a female NFT, or like as a female artist in general, who's been in the industry for years now, minutes now, what do you think is the reason why there are only a few women in the NFT space? Let's start with Angelica.
Personally, I think hindi pa naman kasi lahat na-discover. Since this is a male-dominated scene na siguro karamihan hindi pa doxed or others are working as a creative director or artist para sa isang NFT project. Ayun lang din yung madadagdag ko. And siguro, ayun nga, nahihiya. Natural kasi sa babae siguro maging nahihiyain lalo na kung hindi sila comfortable sa community or space. So those are just the reasons that I find kung bakit konti pa lang yung mga babae na recognize na NFT artist sa Web3. Yun lang.
Yeah. How about you, Zevel?
Well, I think I have the same answer for I with Angelica kasi yun nga. So medyo hindi pa kasi siya mainstream. So marami pang hindi nakaka-discover ng technology, NFTs. So ayun lang. Same.
Marso?
I guess, no, a lot of people are still afraid of what they don't know. I think the lack of information din sa possibilities ng NFT, and then yung mga stigmas, hindi man din mawawala yun. We're just waiting for it to go mainstream. And I guess, dahil nga male-dominant itong scene na to, and people always say that it's kind of overwhelming na technology and finance is inclined with it. So parang medyo yung mga female artists na-overwhelm sila sa mga information that they need. Pero sometimes, just as simple as having a friend to introduce you to such things as this one. Kasi, ano eh, um, for me, LFTs are something revolutionary to the art scene. Parang before, we used to just, web 2 lang, or sa traditional scene, mga painting, mga galleries. But now we have this parang kakaibang mundo. Uh, on the side of the internet, which is Web3. And then finally, ito tayo mga artists, we have this appreciated value na parang sobrang laki compared sa Web2. And these things, it's hard to understand and to accept na parang, okay, this monkey JPEG costs like a billion dollars. Like, that's parang unrealistic pa, or it's something hard to process. And then yun nga, the lack information about it, parang it's a barrier. Also, I really think na parang yung taste din ng mga tao. Kasi parang pag sinabi mo yung mga collectors dito sa NFT space, parang kakaiba yung taste sila. They want something na parang, yun nga, yung mga simple, or something cartoony, or something, alam mo yun, we have our own mainstream kasi dito sa NFT space. And parang sinasabi nila na, na parang the taste of the people are changing or adding something. I really believe na ngayon memes are a form of art. Actually, anything that moves you is a form of art. So we are just waiting for someone to spark up the fire. Like si Gosali, he sparked this content of meme, yung pinost nga niya, yung everyday selfies niya. No? It's something na parang a lot of people copied. Yung mga Ella Dow, yung mga models na nag-post ng kanilang NFTs, they created their own project. So, pwede pala, no? Hindi lang pala basta art. So, we're just waiting for that evolution to happen na parang baka next time meron na rin tayo mga dancers, mga spoken poetry, and sobrang innovative na ginagawa ng NFT Philippines. Kasi as we all know, na parang hindi lang artists nandito, we have yung mga nag-spoken poetry, mga rapper, mga dancer. So, it's really diverse, and I hope in the future na parang we get known to that kind of scene na parang, okay, Philippines is not just doing digital art or traditional art. They're putting other forms of art, such as dance, rap, and meme creation to the NFT scene, which is yun sa Web3. And I hope we get to be the first. So I'm really glad and happy na parang sobrang ng NFT Philippines na mag-onboard ng mga artists or just someone na interested. So, ayun, yun lang.
Yes, that's right. I actually agree. Like, technology and finance in general is like a mostly male-dominated industry. And we as the women are actually kind of used to, operating from a comfort zone. So like if it feels really scary if it's new to us, like if we don't really know what it's all about, it's also mostly overwhelming. Yung information overload, kasi I remember the first time, like I learned about NFTs like way back 2019. I was a marketing associate in crypto solitaire. Only was crypto solitaire before, and I was really new, like this was quite a shock for me. Now all of this technology, blockchain, I can't even I remember attending the first blockchain meetup um by Crypto Solitaire by Bicol IT, and like I didn't understand any of it, pero ako yung host. Like I was very new. It was July 2019. I was hosting, but I didn't really understand, like fully grasp everything. So I thought that like it really takes time and effort to actually understand blockchain technology, much less of course NFTs, because it's like it's in the same niche. So thank you so much for that, Marso. And for those who are listening right now, for those who are watching, who are quite new to NFTs, to blockchain, um, it 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 makes sense to feel overwhelmed at first. But if you surround yourself with, you know, with the right people, with the right community, just fake it till you make it. Just think of it like you're going to learn along the way. You can't really learn everything in one sitting, in one day. Ang dami pa ng journey natin, ang haba pa ng journey natin, because NFTs are just getting started, and there's a lot for us all to learn in the future. So I also want to ask, like, this applies to me also. Like, how was your experience so far, working in a mostly male-dominated industry, Zevel?
Well, my experience so far is great, and I think that people around me is highly self-aware. I also think that we learn from each other regardless of the gender. Um, dahil nga yung environment ko is mostly highly self-aware people, na makakapag-build ka ng mga genuine relationships with them. And then, minsan pa nga, nagkakaroon ng mga in real life events na nami-meet mo sila in person. Tapos, ayun, nakakatuwa lang na, you know, same kayo ng mga interests. And hindi kayo naubusan ng mga kwento. And, ganun lang. Ayun lang.
Thank you. How about you, Angelica? Like, you have a partner who's actually also in the same industry. Like, how's your experience working like in the industry so far?
Well, ayoko mag-compare, pero dito sa NFT, so far sobrang ganda ng experience ko kasi dahil nga sa communities you have this virtual family ganun. Tapos ang exciting pa yun nga kagaya ng sinabi ni Belle kapag na-meet mo sila in real life, makikilala mo sila for the first time, tapos malalaman mo para-parehas kayo ng interest, meron kayong mga common traits and at the same time. Masarap siya sa feeling. Tsaka ah hindi ko naman dito naranasan yung na-share ko earlier. So, I was speaking as a visual artist earlier. Pero dito sa NFT scene, they're very welcoming and warm. So, yun. May encourage ka talaga. And you really can be who you want to be. You can do whatever you want. Walang magsasabi sa'yo na dapat ganito ka o dapat ganito gawin mo. Yan lang.
Yeah. So like that's a really good point na in the NFT scene, wala tayong pinipiling gender. Everyone is actually very welcoming. And you guys mentioned about the in real life events. Actually, it's like a quite I mean a misconception about artists is that we prefer, you know, hanging out alone. So it's so nice to have like people who are also artists who understand our creative processes, our like what we want to do out of life. So it's really good to know about that. How about you, Marso?
So far, I enjoy the challenge dito sa empty space. Kasi parang you get to see people grow and you grow with them. Parang it's not just in terms of growing your art, but also, yun nga, dahil sa Philippine culture, there's a different challenge for me there. Na parang I really enjoy. Kasi I'm a woman, and then kapag parang you thrive in that kind of thing, na parang, wait, I'm doing something na parang out of my comfort zone. Pero aside from that, um, sobrang bait ng mga tao dito sa Web3. What I first experienced when I was starting out, nag-DM ako sa mga artists na nagagalingan ako or na-inspire ako dun sa gawa nila. Tapos nagre-reply sila. Pero pagdating sa Instagram, itong mga tao na to, they usually don't reply to you kapag nag-reply ka sa stories sila na parang ang ganda ng work mo. So parang sobrang welcoming ng mga tao kasi I guess, people really want to innovate what's here and share um, yung value na kayang ibigay ni Web3. So, yun din yung nagustuhan ko na parang if you go to spaces, if you go to Discord, everyone's so welcoming na parang may magre-reply sa'yo. So, I guess that's one thing. And the second is you get to learn with them. Even though hindi mo sila kilala personally or anonymous man sila, you'll find that, weird connection. Parang, tropa tayo pero online lang. So, parang yun, you get to have that, virtual family na sinasabi ni Angelica. Na parang, even though we don't see each other, we just hang out in Discord, alam mo yung kwentuhan, or just listen to you at night, or magla-live lang ako ng drawing ko. It gets you by. Even though some things are hard, even though flipping is hard, or selling your artwork is hard, as long as you are with friends talaga. And, alam mo yun, I really feel like knowledge is passed down when you communicate to someone. So always try, ako, di man kayo maniwala, pero introvert talaga ako. Pero I always try to converse with people kasi I really love learning and alam mo yun, iba't ibang perspective ng mga tao. Just like recently ago, hindi ko malalaman na ang utility pala ng artist is just being the artist. That's just so simple kasi before I always ask the question na parang kapag ginawa ko ba to, ano ba dapat yung ibabalik ko or parang ano ba dapat yung ibigay ko sa kanila na utility, ganyan-ganyan. And then, you will think of different ways. O baka dapat bibigyan ko sila ng sticker, baka mabibigyan ko dapat sila ng merch. Pero sometimes, it's just simply as existing. And you will never know, I will never know that kung hindi ako pumasok ng spaces. So, it's really important to parang really just hang out with people with the same perspective and interest as you have. Kasi you will never know what you can get from them and you will never know na parang it could help you in a big way. So, yun.
Yes, it's really true that people are actually more, approachable and welcoming in the NFT space. When we chat on Discord, kahit ang profile pictures are, cartoons,
Uh,
NFTs, you still feel the connection. Na parang you get a friend. So despite everyone thinking, that they're transitioning into NFTs for the money, for the sales, it's actually much more bigger than that. Like it's more about the community, the people that you meet along the process, and the comfort that they give you, even though it's just virtual, even though you're just at home, you meet people who are actually who actually care about you, who actually appreciate your art, and who actually want what's best for you and your career in the art scene. So following that, do you guys see any similarities or differences between men and women when it comes to art in general, about the ethics, about the creative process, about the creativity? Angelica.
So, pagdating sa difference, siguro sa processes, kasi una sa lahat, lahat tayo bilang artists and creators, we have our own processes na mas comfortable tayo. One process may not be fit for the other. Pero yung process na yun, fit pala dun sa isa, daming other. And then, pagdating sa art, kasi, all art are different in their very own unique way eh. So, hindi siya pwedeng ma-compare din. Pagdating sa similarities naman, siguro ang makikitang similarity is yung kung may spot sa artwork kung sino yung influences nila. Kaya, ayun lang yung kaya kong ma-point out. Kasi yun nga, lahat ng artwork unique, kahit na merong mga konting quirks na similar sa mga influences nila, bawat artist kasi may kanya-kanyang trademark eh. I don't know if I made myself clear, pero ayun lang yung tinatry ko i-point out.
Yes. How about you, Marso?
Siguro what I notice within sa mga artists, mga female artists and male artists is that yun nga yung mga ano nila, influences usually, syempre pag women, flowers, women then, mga women subjects, and then when it comes to male, napapansin ko a lot of, or parang into cartoons, comics, hip-hop. So, I guess, yung artworks, it's unique, pero yung inspirations niya, baka doon nagkakaroon ng same thing. And I'm not really sure kung if it's a pro ba or a con eh. Kasi tama yung sinabi ni Angelica, each artist is unique in their own way and their art is a representation of themselves. So parang even though we have the same subject, I have this different twist kasi I have a different perspective of it, regardless pa kung color or lines or the way it was illustrated. So um wala naman masyado parang na-outbalance ba ng male ang women? Regardless, I think. Siguro, regardless of gender, it all ends up on how you take care of your community, your fans who are supporting your art or your collection. So, yun lang.
Yes. Okay, okay. So, Zevel, what about you?
So, yung answer ko kasi halos na-cover na nilang lahat eh. So, ayun nga po, yung mga influences, maybe kapag male artist, yun nga yung sinabi ni Miss Marso. And then kapag sa female artist, usually mga pastel colors, mga light colors, ganun. Pero ano eh, may napansin lang din ako, through memes naman siya. So yun, kapag may memes na about sa artist, yun, madali tayong nakakapag-communicate regardless of the gender. Yun.
Yeah. So it really varies, no? Like the perspective of a woman compared to a man, dyan na nagkakaiba when it comes to how you create art. So like we have it's not really discrimination, or like it's just there's just a difference in perspective, because we as women, we experience some things that men don't. So we understand some things, and it's the same way, vice versa. You know, men also have these experiences that they feel they experience in their life that are different, or that are not accessible. The feelings or the emotions are not accessible to a woman. So that makes really good sense. So what do you think are, the advantages and the disadvantages of being a woman in the crypto world? I think I'll start with Zevel.
Okay. Um, I mean, for me, yung disadvantages and advantages, parang ano siya, hindi siya nag exist para sa akin. For me lang naman. You know, I love being a woman, but kapag sinabi kong may advantages and disadvantages, I only compare to them how the toxic society defines you as an individual. And I think that we are all equal, and that everyone can be who they want to be, depending on really how we work out ourselves out there. Ano, rather than what society says on what you should be. Mm.
Yes. How about you, Angelica? Like, what do you think there are advantages and disadvantages as a woman?
To be brief and concise na lang din. Kasi wala rin naman talaga ako masyadong masasabi or masasagot tungkol sa question. Kung ano yung sinabi ni Belle, I agree with that. And also, as a woman, as a girl, lahat naman tayo makaka-relate dito. Whatever you consider you have as both a blessing and a curse, ano yun, lahat yun superpower. So yun. I don't know if I made myself clear, pero yun. Lahat ng disadvantages and advantages na meron ka, lahat yun you can use to your advantage. Yun lang.
Yes. How about you, Marso?
I agree dun sa sinabi ni Angelica. Although, I think dito sa NFT space, there's an advantage and disadvantage. One disadvantage, people think you are ineffective and inefficient dahil nga parang as a male dominant scene, parang they usually look up to men talaga when it comes to building up projects. So and pagdating sa parang advantage, of course, you can use your womanhood. Yun nga, may mga tinatawag tayong
Wow.
mga simp, alam mo yun, I really see people na parang they become influencers in an instant, like just in a week, by just being a woman here in this space. So I can't really disagree na parang it's hard to be a woman here kasi sometimes it's really up to you on how you leverage things that you have. So yun.
That's right. I also actually agree with everyone. When Angelica said that being a woman is it can either be like a blessing or a curse, but it for me it's actually up to you on how you will use it to your advantage and how you will not let other people define you as a woman. Now, like, what can you do? Don't let others, limit what you can do for yourself. I actually came across this tweet a while ago. It was sent to me by a colleague. Um, I also this says that women shouldn't code, but perhaps be influencers or creators instead, because it's our natural strength. And while I agree that it's actually a natural strength for us to actually just show up and people will go come running after us because we are women, what do you think are like what are your thoughts about this hot take from this so-called influencer, um Zevel?
Um, well, I actually read the tweet and ayun, parang ang dating sa akin is parang ayun nga, nagsiset siya ng standard for women which is mali naman talaga. You know, may makikita kang babae na nagwe-welding, sa mga construction site, which is yung nakasanay ng mga tao na it is na male dapat yung gumagawa ng isang bagay na yun. So, ayun.
How about you, Angelica?
Ano eh, wala akong masyadong masabi kundi yung tweet niya na sinend mo, siya yung tipong taong naka-cancelled agad. Ang tapang niya sa Twitter, ah. Pero anyway, yun nga, this kind of posts or people should not define who you are as a woman. You should do whatever you feel like doing kung saan ka comfortable. You should always speak your voice din. This type of people kasi based from my experience, hindi naman sila pumapatol eh or nagka-cower naman sila, gano'n. Kapag they eventually find out na isa kang babaeng strong type of woman na you really speak your mind. Wala lang. I don't want to sound mean or rude, especially to men out there. I mean, I love men. I love my man. Lande eh, no? Kahit sa platform. Pero yun nga, ano, yung mga ganyan kasi magsalita, usually sila yung tipong mga lalaking may problema siguro sa self-esteem nila eh, yung mga ganun. Yan lang.
Oh my god, that was very funny. How about you,
Sorry.
Marso?
Well, it's 2022. I really think na parang regardless of gender, as long you can finish the work and do the work right, di ba? It's okay. Kasi you're doing it for the purpose, not for the ego. Purpose over ego lagi, regardless of what you are doing. Parang, it's either parang pagluluto man yan, art man yan, welding man yan. As long as you get the job right, job done, and alam mo yun, as long as nagawa mo yung purpose mo, regardless of gender, okay lang yun. I don't really, alam mo yun, I don't really think na parang tayo, siguro, there's a point of interest of what inspires us. Like, pero sinasabi na pag dentist, usually babae, or kapag, yun nga, engineers, usually lalaki. I think that's just a form of, ano na eh, habit of interest or norms or influences. Pero at the end of the day, it all boils down on how you do the work and how well you do it. So, yun lang. I'm not really para against anything na parang dapat women should be like this. We can be whoever we want. We don't have to be prim and proper. If you want to be fun, it's okay. Just be what's really important is just you have to be true to yourself and enjoy what you are doing. So yeah.
Yes, that's super right. I actually want to hear also from our marketing specialist KJ. Can you share with us like your thoughts about this tweet in general? Because we talked about this a while ago in the chat. Okay. Um, are you there, KJ?
Hello. Yeah, I
Hello.
think it's I think it's like the tweet. I think I can share the screen of the tweet. Would that be okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
sige. This is like the tweet. Parang I think it's like a misogynistic statement, I would say. Parang pointing out what women should be lang, and parang it's parang paano ba? Pag kapag lalaki yung gumagawa ng something, it's strategic. But kapag women, sasabihin nila it's calculating. So there's always that different how do you say this narrative based on gender in terms of what in the corporate or yeah this in this case it's a corporate thing because coding and such. So parang it's so frustrating that when I saw this one earlier, I was like, the worst thing I read for like the entire year so far. So yeah.
Yeah. Actually, about this tweet, what really struck to me, I was really triggered in that sense, and it's kind of like shutting off women for me. Like, this is based on my understanding. Like, this is basically shutting women off. Like, women who code aren't actually supposed to be here. Like, my first my first reaction was like, no uterus, no opinion. So like, if you're not a woman, why would I take advice from you? You're not even, you're not even having the same challenges. You're not even experiencing the same challenges that we experience on a daily basis, much more that we're already in a male dominated industry, that we really need to, we need to do like extra effort all the time for us to be noticed. Even though I said that we can use like being a woman as an advantage, it's also, we really need to work hard for it. It doesn't come easy to us because people sometimes don't take us seriously in this space. So I wanted to highlight this first and foremost. That some people were actually saying na, like, this could be an intentional tweet for, to attract more people to see the tweets. Like, people are saying like bad publicity is still publicity, but I am like, I'm in as someone who's in the marketing industry. I'm not really an artist, but I'm in the marketing industry for years now, and this is the kind of marketing and this is the kind of publicity that I don't necessarily, agree with. Kasi it's like we're in the generation of cancel culture, and even if a lot of people will know you for this move, for this hot take, it doesn't necessarily mean that people will like you for that. So, but the two good things that I saw, that I found from this tweet is, first, people don't agree with this guy at all. I read the threads, I read the comments on this tweet, and I love that people are actually, even men, even male artists, even male collectors, they don't agree with this. Because why would you? Why would you? And of course, the second one that this is the only good thing that I found is that women in the industry are actually highlighted just because of this tweet. So there were tweets around, Margaret Hamilton, the first, the women who actually created, Apollo, the reason why we landed on the moon in general. She was the one who coded. She was also the one who coined the terms software engineer. So because of this tweet, a lot of women were actually highlighted. So that's the beauty of it. But yes, as the Kansas actually mentioned, wow, it was rated hard at 10.5K quote tweets. So it's very funny. This is a very funny take. I just don't want to take it personally, but um as someone in the marketing industry, this is the marketing that I don't personally agree with. And when KJ said that men has to be, strategic, but when it comes to women, we are called to be, calculated. But it's because we need to, right? And this boils down to my next question actually. Um how do you feel about people who are not, taking you seriously as an artist? Let's start with Angelica. Okay, let's start with Marso. The DCC Angelica.
I guess for the artists who are not treating this seriously, because they're not, you know, uh, they don't want to be not really, hindi naman. I'm thinking na parang we should support uh, this kind of movement na parang even though it's a bad publicity na parang dinis nila yung pagiging babae sa coding industry or any industry, kahit sa crypto pa yan, sa engineering man yan. We should really participate to show our support and also to influence other people. Kasi we will never know na parang in the simple sentiment or simple statement about an issue, we could really inspire, influence, and um, give this knowledge or light dun sa idea na parang uh, you can do anything regardless of gender. Ako personally, I am not parang, I can't say that I'm a feminist. I'm more of parang equality. So, um, of course, I know na parang there's this discrimination in women in the industry. It's been a long time na parang at first when women started doing jobs, parang mas mababa yung sahod or merong parang discrimination na parang if a woman has a family tapos nag-work sa ganito industry na parang sa hindi ka efficient or people think of you as parang mahina or something soft, di ba? So it's really something na para as a woman that we should get together. We should empower and should influence other people na parang it's 2022. Come on, guys. Let's just be fair to each other. And these things are happening kasi it does exist, di ba? Wala naman magkakaroon ng parang feminism kung hindi tayo na-discriminate. So as much as possible, we have our own responsibility, not just as a woman, but also as someone to inspire other people and hopefully, mold the future. Na someday, the children of our children will see to it na women are also capable. Women are also able to be competitive in whatever scene they are trying to pursue. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Marso was actually right. Na it's not just us women who are actually part of this movement. We really need like the support from other people as well. So I also want to ask this question to Angelica.
Hi, sorry. Pa-repeat na lang nung question. Na-busy kasi ako kanina eh.
How do you feel about people who are not, taking you seriously as an artist?
Ano, ewan ko kasi medyo may problema ako minsan sa confidence ko eh. Pero ano lang, kebs ko lang, ganun. I don't really pay that much, I don't really pay too much mind about it. I don't entertain it that much kasi when I do, syempre maapektuhan talaga yung ah, trabaho ko, ganyang mga bagay. As long as I know that I'm doing my job great, I'm doing well, tapos nakikita ko naman yung fruits of my hard labor, tapos nakikita ko quality naman yung ginagawa ko. Kebs ko lang sa kanya. Ganun. Tsaka, ayun nga, 2022 na, sabi ni Marso, mga girls.
True.
Ano na, wala, wa, hindi to yung time para maging misogynistic kahit sino kasi may Islam talaga kayo. Hindi lang sa pagiging misogynistic, kahit sa pag sabi ng bad comments about other sexual orientations. Kasi normal na to na part ng society eh. Meron lang talagang nagsiset ng standards kasi baka mawala sila sa power. So, ayoko magsabi ng bad word. Pero F the patriarchy po. Yan lang.
Thank you for that, Angelica. How about you, Zevel?
Well, for those people who don't take me seriously, well, I don't care. Hindi ko naman lost yon, and it is beyond my control. Maybe they are dealing with their personal issues that they really need to work out. So I remember one scenario where I feel like I was being discriminated. Um, it was all about computer sex, implementation ng computer. So ang na-feel ko doon, bakit bakit tinuturing nila na bakit dinedefine ng society na male as rational and kapag female naman is emotional. So ano lang siya, parang um, maybe like running for president. So some people will say ang isang woman is incapable sa decision making when it comes to handling the whole country. So um, ayun, parang di siya maganda.
Yeah, and we really actually owe it, not really owe, pero we really appreciate it when our friends, our community actually support us in this kind of commentary. Because I'm also lucky to be part. I'm also in a male-dominated industry, especially like in a male-dominated company, but people our colleagues are actually very supportive when it comes to the things that I do. So um uh our it's almost 9 p.m. Pero I just want to share this one quote that is actually my favorite quote from a movie that I like from Enola Holmes. It's about politics doesn't interest you because you have no interest in changing a world that suits you so well. So this really strikes with me. So I want to ask this question to you guys. Do you agree that there is an intersection of arts and political activism, and how does this affect you as a female artist? What about you, Zevel?
um, yes, I do agree that they are interconnected. Kasi I used to compete in press conference, so nakipag-participate din ako sa journalism. I was an editorial cartoonist. So, yun, yung editorial cartoonist which talks about politics, it opens the door for you to express your perception of the truth in our present political situation. So, how it affects me as a female? Um, well, ayun. So, as an artist kasi, may advantage ka dun eh. Kasi, na-express mo nga yung sarili mong idea. So, kapag sobrang laki ng impact ng idea mo yun, um, people will share it, and then, ayun, maintindihan nila kung ano yung ideas na tinatry mong i-express, na meron din pala kayong mga parehas na vision.
How about you, Angelica? Like, this was my pageant question. Like, do you agree that there is an intersection of arts and political activism? How does this affect?
Pinaghandaan ko talaga 'to nung binabasa ko pa lang, eh. So, yes, I agree. Uh, let's just look at social realism. Anything that happens in society, may politics, eh. Lahat ng nakakaapekto sa society, may politika. So, it affects me as a female artist kasi kapag affected ako ng isang bagay na nangyayari sa society nga, ipo-post ko yun sa artwork ko. And if my artwork is gonna be impactful to the point na ang daming makaka-relate, it can really spark a movement. Just, for example, yung panahon na pinagdadaanan natin ngayon. It's already one good example. Ayun lang.
How about you, Marso?
I think na artists can really make a huge impact regardless of whatever event. So what happened in the span of our politics, naalala niyo ba yung si Tumindig? Diba? So, a job of an artist is to create something that only you can see. And what he translated is yung kamay, di ba? Yung parang may isa doon na nakatayo, then the rest are just parang naka-lie down sila. Parang silang enslaved. Pero siya, he stand out and stood up to his beliefs. Therefore, tumindig siya dun sa paniniwala niya. And as an artist, it was really impactful. Hindi na siya umabot sa, I think, I think the whole nation knows about it kasi parang nagkaroon pa ng merch. Nagkaroon din sila ng event and I was there. Na parang sobrang impactful na yun. Yung simple illustration lang ng kamay na yun na nakaganon, it meant so much to the people na it moved people to wear that kind of merch to show the people na they support that kind of movement. So I think tayong mga artists, we can really make a huge impact kasi our job is to translate something na parang a lot of people can see. And as an artist, it's our superpower to visualize something and make it something more, alam mo yun, to make people realize na there are these things na parang we care about na hindi lang natin alam. So, ayun. We are a huge impact regardless of whatever scenario, whatever event, as long as we are translating our creative vision, our unique vision to tell a story, to tell a message, we can be an inspiration to a lot of people. So yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for that, ladies. I really appreciate it na um you guys are actually making effort into, showing other people from your own from your very own perspective about what you see and other people don't. And di ba ang art naman talaga is for us to for you guys to parang express yourself, and for us for you to, as an artist, to make other people feel things, which is the real definition of art, is to make other people feel things, to make other people see things that they can't. So I really appreciate that. It's almost 9 p.m. I would like to know, like, what would be your advice to fellow Filipino female NFT artists who actually want to start their journey, but they are actually scared to get started because of these misconceptions, these myths, and what resources do you recommend for them to read or watch, or like there are there people that you want to recommend to them for them to follow? Let's start with Marso.
So I think uh, regardless of gender, if you want to come aboard in the NFT scene, we always have Crypto Art PH. Lagi silang nag-on board. We also have Ondi. We also have sila Sir AJ. What's that? Ano ba yung platform nila nag-keep?
First Mint Fund.
First Mint Fund. Diba? Sobrang generous ng First Mint Fund dahil they allow artists to mint their first NFT. And there are a lot of misconceptions, yes. But if you are an artist going here in the NFT scene, always remember that you are an artist and your only purpose is to be an artist. So what do you need to do? Just create, continuously create, build up your portfolio, and the rest is to follow kasi everyone, alam mo yun, at the end of the day, people will still appreciate what you do. Meron at meron yan as long as you know how to reach them. So, the as simple as just creating and just building up your portfolio and just continue on being an artist, you can thrive here in the scene. So, yun lang.
All right. How about you, Zevel?
Siguro as sa perspective ng isang emerging NFT artist. So, naka-experience kasi ako ng ayun, minsan nadi-discourage ako kaya hindi ko ma-mint yung mga NFTs ko kasi parang kulang pa yung fundamental skills ko, gano'n. So, um, siguro if nasa same tayo ng situation, yung mga listeners natin, kung gusto nila mag-mint ng NFT, just keep going and strengthen your fundamental skills. So, ayun nga, may Crypto Art PH. The community there is really supportive. So, meron din tayong mga professionals doon, sila Tito Otits, Sir Megs, sila Sir Justin Cruz, ayan. So, minsan may free time sila doon sa Discord. So, kapag may time, nagkakaroon ng mga, nagbibigay sila ng mga feedbacks, ng constructive criticisms, where you can improve your artwork. So, ayun, sobrang fortunate ko na nakilala sila. And then, I also met Isma, naka-encourage sa akin in life generally. As a person din, ayun. Nagkata Isma.
Okay. Bill actually mentioned our partnership with Crypto RTH. Can we move on? In nurturing the community of Filipino NFT artists, if you want to learn more about this only partnership with Crypto RTH, go check out only.io/Crypto RTH to read more about our article regarding this partnership. Crypto RPH is actually like a community driven group supporting Filipino crypto artists. And you can check out only.market/artist launchpad. If you want to learn more, only.market/launchpad if you want to learn more about the Only Market Artist Launchpad. And of course, Angelica, do you have any resources, advice to the fellow female NFT artists?
Well, just like what Belle and Marso said, sali lang kayo sa mga communities sa Discord, join Twitter Spaces, yun nga, join Crypto RTH, Only, Filipinas Nfp, First Mint Fund, Asian Mint, all of those are communities na iisa lang initiative and it's to showcase emerging artists. Tsaka, ang pinaka-important, dapat alamin nyo sa sarili nyo kung ano talaga yung gusto nyong gawin as a creator. Huwag matakot sa mga risk. Learn from your mistakes. Tsaka, do your own research. Yun lang. Tapos may YouTube University naman, wag kayo pabudol sa mga courses na yan. Kung gusto nyo mag-enroll sa course, yung nasa academy yon legit. Thank you, yun lang.
All right. I actually saw that you just completed the course. It was sponsored by PDAX, right? Hi to
Yes.
our sponsors from PDAX. Hello, you guys. Of course, you have like co-founded Filipinas NFT. Do you have anything like for our female artists? Or what would be like your call to action for them? Do they join you? Do they contact you on Twitter?
Yes, DM nyo lang kami sa Twitter and then we can send you a private invite para mag-join sa Discord. And also, bago ko malimutan, Filipinas NFT is in partnership with First Mint Fund. So, yung mga gustong mag-apply, you can just go to our Twitter account and then click the link attached in our bio and then just fill out the form. Ang partnership pala na to is ganun pa rin. Yung First Mint Fund magpupondo ng gas fees nyo and then we in Filipinas NFT, the course, will be guiding and will be mentoring you sa pag-prepare ng mga kailangan nyo, portfolio, Genesis collection, and mag-art review then together with Crypto Art PH. Ayan lang. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Is there anything else that we can look forward from you, Angelica, in the coming months? Can you share with us your collections, other personal projects, links, and everything else?
Ay, soon. Ayoko mag-spoil pero I'm working on it. Yun nga, gaya ng minention ko earlier, traditional artwork siya na imimint ko sa NFT. And then, whatever the traditional artwork will serve as an unlockable content. So, niluluto ko talaga siya. And I'm trying to, ano, innovate it in a way na hindi maapektuhan kung ano man yung ginagawa ko as a visual artist in the traditional scene. Kasi of course, ang laking struggle sa akin para mag-decide kung ano mas may value. Traditional artworks or yung NFT. Kaya din na-mention ko na sana yung NFT art is matawag ng art din naman kasi talaga siya. Yung wala nang ganong mga uh, fine line in between. So, yun lang. Abangan nyo, maganda yun. Ako.
Of course, they will. So they can also follow you on your personal Twitter, right?
Yes, follow me on my personal Twitter, saka Instagram. May isa lang handle ko sa kahit anong platform. It's Angelica So What? Yun lang.
All right. Thank you so much for that. How about you, Zevel? What can we look forward from you in the coming months?
Yung collection ko po kasi piniprito pa eh. Work in progress na talaga siya. So, siguro next month, makakapag-drop na ako ng first collection ko. So, mag-a-apply din ako sa First Mint Fund. So, ayun. Napaka-generous ng First Mint Fund. Bali, Bali, so na lang yung announcement niya. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. And of course, your Twitter handle is at Zevel _ art, right? All right. How about you, Marso? Are there anything that we'd like to promote or let us know about?
For my collections, yes, tatapusin ko na siya. I think I will launch it na parang isang bagsakan na lang sa weekly. Para, alam mo yun, continuous yung flow of content and all. Second is, I want to promote yung ginagawa kong collection, which is Live a Little. Ang story niya was inspired by my friend who was having a hard time. He was stuck in a corporate job. And, we find light and enjoyment sa mga simple things, like just going outside, skateboarding, looking at the clouds. And alam mo yun, I was inspired by that na parang even though sometimes life is difficult, we can still enjoy the simple things that we have. So, yun lang as of now. And I hope na in the future I get to create more and establish more of my artwork. Right now, I'm developing some characters, develop more developing more stories, more characteristics into my art. And also, I'm trying to learn anatomy. Zevel pa turo. So, yun lang, yun lang.
Thank you so much. And how can we reach you, Marso, if you want to support your work?
Just follow me on Twitter. It's Marso_63. Likewise, Instagram. And also, you can check my website. It's www.marso63.art. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Marso. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us here tonight. Once again, I would like to say hi to our live listeners. Right now, we have Nutella, Ella Alexis, we have the Kansas, hello, King Miranda from YouTube. We also have Isma, our CEO. We have Joey Alviar, Pinay Power. Cheers from Team Manila. Dao. All right. We have Justin, Nix, Tito Otits, Carl, Andre, and everyone else who are actually joining us here right now. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you having you all here in today's The Mint episode. Ladies, thank you so much. And so nice to have you here. All right. Okay, so I will be the girls, the ladies mentioned a while ago about the sponsors, about our friends here in the NFT scene. So I just want to make a quick shout out to First Mint Fund for PDAX, Bitpinas, of course, and Filipinas NFT. You can search them on Twitter. And also a little shout out to Crypto Art PH. If you want to learn more about the Only Market Artist Launchpad, just go to only that market/launchpad. And this is to mint and launch your NFT collection the easy way. We will be connecting you with crypto art to bring NFT artists and collectors together so that um, you can launch your NFTs the easiest way because there is already an existing community and you're going to partner with a pioneer in the industry. We've been in the industry for since early 2019, so we have already partnered with credible organizations and artists such as Marso actually. So we are positioning Only Market as the preferred Filipino NFT art marketplace. So we hope we see you in the Crypto Art PH Discord and also the Only Discord. So please join us. You can follow Only on our social media platforms. Only.io on Facebook, Only.io on Twitter, and Only on Instagram. And if you can also join us on our community on Discord, like only.io/Discord. And of course, if you are also interested in our upcoming Mustachio Quest Play and Earn NFT game, that's mustachioverse.com/Discord. So once again, thank you so much everyone for joining us here live. And this has been Kina Añasco, the Chief Marketing Officer of Only, and this is the Mint episode 15, Elevating Women in the NFT Industry. Bye. Till next.